Lathem, under 13s 14 cell leader, Birmingham City. So for the final part of the day, we've just done a 9v9 practice where we've applied it in half a pitch. Again, the idea is to try and keep things quite tight, which has been a focus kind of the last couple of weeks as well. The idea of the game was we split the pitch into 3/3. The idea is when the ball starts with the goalkeeper, we try and use the higher 2/3, leaving the defensive third free. Reason being for that is the keeper can learn to deal the sweep the area behind the back line. But the focus primarily then is on the front players in terms of how they press and how they make play predictable. So taking away from what we've done everything today, we've then looked at the 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, and then looked at how that applies perhaps in an 8v8, 9v9 scenario. Yeah, they were good all day, to be fair. As I say, quite a few boys have played 4 days in a row. So there was a little bit of intensity perhaps dropped out in the afternoon, which is why we made the pitch a little bit smaller. If we keep the areas bigger and for longer times, then the boys will lose that intensity and it will just slowly just degress, if you like. So what we really wanted to do is, again, make the pitch smaller, just try and keep the intensity going for as much as we can. Again, we try to work off stop-start times around 3-4 minutes so the boys don't just kind of get caught in 8, 9, 10-minute games throughout, because again, the intensity will just drop as the time goes on. So by working to 3-4 minute blocks, giving them a minute rest to speak to them and let them go back out, hopefully it just keeps that intensity high and maintains the standard throughout. Right, who's my back three? Who's two? Henry, Jacob, three. Who's my midfield two? Who's your midfield two? And who's my front three? Right, step up. So right, step up, go forwards, man, for me, because these two can go centre mid. You go left. You two plays the centre. You go left. You go up front. Lorenzo goes on the right. All right, easiest way to do it.
Happy? So Tom and Relian, you're going to be our width, so you've got to work hard up and down. 2 centre backs, 2 central midfielders, and these two, one will drop off the top, one will stay high. Okay?
Again, fellas, listen, before they come in, balls in with the keeper in there, that becomes your offside line. Yeah, that dotted line in there. So we're playing in these 2/3. You understand? Okay? If you pinch it in that third and go score, that's worth 3. If you pinch it in this third, and you then go break and score, it's worth 2. If you regain it in your defensive third to go break, it counts as 1. Understand? Yeah, if you play through the third, it just counts as 1. And they'll have the same points back at you. Understand? So again, think about how you set traps. Think about being real aggressive with the press. But again, we don't want them to be able to play through. We want to force everything wide where we can. Understand? Play! 3 minutes! I've got it. Finn. Finn, remember that's your offside line, the yellow. Can you win it in there? Go on! So it's just like them moments where they need to recognise a bit more aggressive. So if you just turn it over. Eddie, that's your offside line now. Finn, that's your offside line. So step, go on, step, take him higher. Take your.
Yeah, that's
yeah. That's just your offside line.
Rose, that's the worst dive I've ever seen. Get back in.
Good.
Get up, Blues.
Keep it.
Eddie,
keep
up.
it, Origin.
Eddie,
step up.
Always attacking advantage. Go on now. Force him off the pitch. Force him off the pitch. Go on. Make contact. Force him off the pitch. Oh.
So it's like numbers they need to recognise to get tight in with Ethan.
Good,
go on, step! Step! Go on, Eki, count it. If you score from in there, you get 2. If you can break from there, score, it's worth 2. Yeah, I'll just give him 3 minutes to get into the game and then I'll stop it again and just have a chat with him.
Don't drop off, Tom. Don't drop off. He's facing his own goal, look.
Just touch on we'll split off again. And just keep doing everything split off. But just talk about just dominating the ball, because, you know, like if they win it here, again, everybody's just stepping.
Blue ball, play Ben, play from Ben.
Everyone's just stepping already, and we need to just recognise that forwards need to be up there. Yeah, keep it stretched. That's too easy. Tight, tight, good.
Play Ben, play Ben.
Everything starts with keepers. Finn can start central almost. Minding of the offsides again, just because everyone's just stepping everywhere at the moment. Okay, freeze. Right, good. Stop there. So just a quick reminder really quickly. So I know we're looking at pressing elements already, back in. Okay, but we also need to work on being able to dominate possession of the ball here. So ball back in with Iranian, please. If you look at your structure currently now, everybody is in 1/3. Yeah, fine. Width, but what else do you need? Yeah, you need height, which is offside, so who's the forward in the group? Go on, go push up against the forward. Right, where's your defenders now in here? Nobody. So you're not going to be able to play around and dominate possession of the ball, right? We can't look at the pressing element until that bit's done right. So Garvey drop, Eddie drop, Tom drop. Now you can start working out potential on the width. You can step forward as he receives. Now you can look to play around. Now the oranges can look at the press. Do you understand? I'm going to give you 1 more minute. I wanted to pause at that point. But again, you need to be able to dominate it in order for us to get the outcomes out in the game. Understand? Caden, where do you need to be? Caden, where do you need to be?
Good, Caden, better.
Good. Well done. Keep it.
Your turn, Blues.
That is better. Come, Brandon. Come, Brandon. Go on, my next one.
Good.
Tight.
Position, Ollie, drop.
Good reaction, Brooklyn. You got back 2 here. Or you got back 4 in theory here, but they're out here, innit? It's fine. I get to play between the lines of the 4. Okay, and time. Right, really quickly, 30 seconds, non-boots with Jimmy, oranges in with me. Right, let's take away from some stuff that we've done this morning. First thing we want to look at is the intensity to go out and go and press. Okay, we're not doing it at 50, 60%. We need to go out 100%, go and apply pressure. Okay. Number 2 is recognise the trigger that if Finn goes, we all need to get over. So we need to also make play predictable. So it could start off with by forcing play down one side, recognise it that then we all need to get over, condense it and keep it down this side, not allowing him to go out. So in that case, if Finn shows it down this way, Caden being the widest player on the left, you tuck in. Who's the furthest player on the left defensively? Is it you? Fraser comes over as well. We try and keep everything down one side, and we'd be real aggressive with that. Do you understand? Okay? But you also need to recognise that a few times in the moment we're allowing players time to turn and get out. So if we're forced to play down one way, lock on and start getting tight when the ball gets played into midfield. Understood? From the other side of things, for them to press on us, again, can we dominate the ball when we have it? We don't need to force play to go forward all the time. Look after it. Be patient with it. How many passes can we get in before we go score? Perhaps as an objective that we might set ourselves. So look, just because you win it in the second third, right, it means you get 2 points. Now that 2 points doesn't change if you make 15 passes or if you make 3 passes. It doesn't change. Just dominate it. Work the opportunity to get your shot off. Don't force it back in. Understand? Okay. So front 3, they're playing with a back, almost like with a back 4. 2 are dropping in and they've got wing backs involved in that. All right, so we might defend centrally initially to allow nothing to come through to force play one way. Then can we go and set a trap and go press down that one side? That's a challenge you need to try and set up now. Okay, happy with that?
What you then started to see was they had to press you properly because your structure was better in possession. Final point from me on that though is Umar and Brandon. I know it might not come naturally to you, but even if they step really high, you can play all the way up to that white flat line without being offside. So in possession, in possession, one of you needs, even both of you can, to be fair, go right up against that white flatty line to create the space for central midfielders, Ollie and Soeb. Okay? Happy? Now, out of possession, this is what I want you to do. It's a 3v2, Umar and Brandon. And a lot of time Ollie's jumped. Now, can you be a little bit cleverer with that? So if you two force it one way, so let's say we force it to Relian's side. Relian, can you then release yourself and you go and press their left side centre half, so Fraser I think it is. Yeah? What happens then, Ed?
All of these cover.
Yeah, so round, who's it? Garvey round, Eddie round, Tom swing round. That means you two can then also, on the travel of the ball, you can lock the middle of the pitch off. Exactly as you just did there. You see when Jacob tried to force it through and you nicked it, and then we're in the penalty box, aren't we? So if you can get yourself in those areas, not only can you do a defensive job, but we can also threaten the goal on the transition. Okay?
So you got two options. One is you stay central, okay? One is you stay central and allow it to either go Eddie or to, who's the other one? Garvey.
Yeah.
All right? Or you go stand on one of them. All right? So you got two options. So you can either go central here, start here. Ball goes into Eddie. You go curvy run. You cut that off. We get over. Yeah. Do you understand? Okay. Or you go lock on, or you stay central. Up to you. But whatever happens, whatever you do, you need to cut off passes from coming back inside. All right? Try central to start off with. See what happens with that. So if he stays central, can you start narrowing here? So come narrow inside for me for a minute. Start narrow. Where's my wide playing here? Lorenzo, come on. Come into here. So start higher. So start central. Nothing inside first. Force play outside. Yes? If it comes inside, these two will deal with it. No problem. All right? Force play inside. If it goes into Eddie, think you cut that one, you can then deal with him. Or potentially Henry can jump and go over as well. Up to you. All right? Ball in with Ben then, please. Ben, set up, go kick. You ready? Play. Off you go. Good. Get over. Deal with him in here, Brooklyn. Don't let him through. Good. Better. Tight. Brooklyn, don't let him run off you. Brooklyn, don't play in front of him. Play behind him. Know where he is. See ball and man. Okay? Dominate the ball then. Good. Off an angle. Good. Turn over. Ben, just count to three. Ben, count to three, then play. Higher, Lorenzo. Good. There you go. Nothing through. Better. Good. Keep it. Count to three. Key in and then play. Ball down. Count to three and then play. Play. Good. Keane's ball.
Keane again. Go again, non-bibs. Go again. Umar, higher. Go on, Rose. Go on.
Go on, Brandon.
Middle of the pitch, Ollie, you drop.
Good. Dominate. Good. Look after the ball. Be patient with it.
Rose,
Good. Keep the ball moving. Better. Brilliant. Well played. Keep it.
Play, Ben.
Ben, count to three again. Okay, freeze. Stand still. Right. So, good boy. Well done. Just ball back in for me for a second. Set it up again, please. Finn, just come central again. Good boy. It's fine. Think about your position now as well, Caden, because if he shows into there, you can still get higher. Because if he does break through and goes back into Garvey, you could do that one. Because he can jump and do Aurelian if needed be, yeah? So, he's staying now more central. Made that first pass into that. Good. So as that goes in, he's going in, cutting the passing line off back into the keeper, by the way. So he's curving his run in. Good. That's better from you now in here. You can apply an area, but don't get caught ahead of him. Because if you get caught now in here and he plays through, he gets out. So pick up an area so you can see both. You can stay a little bit higher. Good. Because as he travels, you might be able to step in to deal with him, or you can deal with him on that line there. You're fine. Does that make sense? So as he travels, you stay with him. Travel for me. Travel through. You need to stay tight in here. Stay tight to him, so you need to be able to deal with him in here. Good, to pick him up. So, because if anything comes through into midfield now, that's where you lock on and get tight to regain. Win it in here, go score, that's 2 points. Understand? you can get over it as that ball travels into there as well. Because all we want to do is narrow this completely off. If he tries to find a diag, you can go deal with it. You've got enough time. All right? Set it up, please. Bend into Eddie, please. Play. Off you go. Good. Tight. It's the one. Just could have done better, I think, showing outside rather than inside.
Yeah. Also, I think
Go on.
you're right about in the middle of the pitch there.
Yeah.
But they can do that a little bit better, whereby they don't have to mark tight. He can just
Space.
So he can block the passing lane into the front players, but also if it does go into, on the top of the ball into you, so my man, bang. So you can do better. Worst case, it does get through the line there, they can turn around and back tackle.
It's more, agreed. I think the point, to be honest, I probably should have said it as well, is forcing Eddie to go long. Because by getting tight, he probably won't play Ollie. He probably won't play. It's forcing that one and beyond, which hopefully we could deal with. Speak to Henry about just which shoulder to press on there, because he should, in theory, if he presses, should encourage him to go out, not in.
Set your press up.
Henry, you know that one which you're pressing here. So if they've shown this side, which shoulder are you pressing me on? Don't worry about that for a minute. Which shoulder are you pressing me on?
This one.
Right. So if you good, better. So what happened is you went the other side and he went in. Keep him then on the outside, because if he rolls you, you've shown him down the line rather than backing him to play. All right. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Good boy. Go on, set yourself up. Nothing through, Lorenzo. So Lorenzo, you might start narrower to allow that first one to go out and then go press him. Don't let anything through you. Finn, it would have been a penalty, sorry. Play on. Good, go on then, Henry. Good, keep on your outside. Don't let him turn back in. Got it, Finn. Lorenzo, you helping him as he presses. Are you helping him? Good, Kaden, go on then. Don't let him out. Good, tight. Oh, Brooklyn! Done the hard work. Next one, up you get. Quiet, Kaden. See again, Ethan doesn't know where he is. Ethan, so his man in theory is Zaid's brother.
Ethan, did you get that?
But he is up here. No idea where he is.
Go on then, Bran. Swing round. Yes.
Good,
well
well done.
position, non-bibs. All three of you, well done.
Come back.
Good reaction. Go on, tight. Good. Brilliant. Kaden, what are you doing to affect play? So just know where he is in there. So don't worry too much about delaying the space, getting over to the space. Know where he is, all right? Try and know that pass. Good. Go on then. Yeah, freeze. Finally done it in the end. I was just about to get him. He's just made a backwards pass, and he was slow to jump though.
Yeah.
That's your trigger to go. We've gone. Okay, let's bring him in a minute.
Do you want to do this the last 10? Let them play or continue?
I mean, what we could even do, for the final bit is bring that goal in, and that becomes halfway line, and we'll just really tighten it, and they could just play in there for the last 7 minutes, just real tighten it up. Tackle, okay, and time. Oranges in with me, non-bibs in with Jimmy, please. So, loads better, by the way. Better set up to make play predictable. Starting central makes a difference because it doesn't really matter whether he starts on Eddie or on Garvey. By staying central, it makes no difference really. Because if he curves his run anyway and forces play down one side, it's easy for us to react to that. The only thing which we just need to be careful with is when setting up. So if you imagine just come out here for a second. Lorenzo, come out here. Come out wide. Be the wide man. Come out here. The only thing you need to worry about is if you're higher in here, dealing with that potential man in there, face that way for me, and he goes too early to his man, what's he then allow in here? Gaps. Now, if he does allow a gap, just come step into here for me for a minute. Yeah, come step into there for me for a minute. And I have to pick up Brooklyn in here. Okay, what's really important now at this point is which shoulder you press on. Just spoke to Henry about it a minute ago. Just stay that way for a second. Because if I press Brooklyn on this shoulder, he turns out and he beats the press and they go out the other way and we're probably exposed.
You're showing him inside?
Correct. So it needs to be really important that you press on this shoulder to keep play in there. So even if he beats me and rolls me, I can still deal with a runner to get back in. Yeah. Understand? Yeah. What's happening a few times though is this, is if Brooklyn's my man, I'm getting dragged in towards the ball and play is being found out that way. And I'm not picking up. Do you understand? It's the importance of making sure you're in an area to deal with man and the ball. Can't just deal with the ball and just go into them areas just to affect play, because then if they find their way out, we're in trouble. Understand? Yeah? Again, at that point, back three, narrow over completely. We're going to go for another 3 minutes, and then we're going to bring the goal in and go real. Actually, tell you what, we might just bring the goal in now. We're going to go right in. You can do the exact same thing. This now is your halfway line. Understand?
Halfway line.
Yeah, this white dot now will now be your halfway line. Understood? Tight. Okay? Yeah. Right, can you just go grab the goal, bring it up for me then, please? Thank you. Good stuff. So halfway now, it becomes your dotted line in here. Free play! So just to finish off the practice, we're conscious that some of the boys might be a little bit tired at this point. Some of them played quite a few times this week already. So for the final 15 minutes or so, we narrowed the pitch off even more. Just use the final 2/3. A little bit of free play. Again, opportunities for boys who play as midfield to work on being able to move the ball off limited touches. Again, allows us to work again on transition, which we spoke about last week. It's just an opportunity to kind of work on some things that we've looked at over the last couple of weeks and just put them into practice in the final 15 minutes. Time! Okay, just from me, first and foremost, well done today in terms of your intensity throughout the day. Seen some good stuff for the press as well. Really pleased with that. The only thing just from this afternoon practice, what I think can sometimes happen when we go to the gym and when we do our analysis stuff, we come out and we just feel a little bit leggy at times, just lose a touch of quality. A lot of forced passes, a little bit of half movements to get out and press, a little bit slow, it drops off, which is okay. But the ball and dominating stuff, it needs to be a little bit better in the afternoons. It's just a little bit of a common thread that we're finding, okay? So I can hear a lot of criticism coming in from within the group about ball retention. I think in these afternoon parts, you do need to try and keep the ball a little bit better, especially in small-sided games, okay? Because after 4 minutes, we had to stop the practice just to look at how you play out or how you move the ball away from danger, just so we could even look at the press. And realistically, I don't really want to have to stop to look at that. You should know that already, because we're week 8 in our cycle and where we've already looked at dominating possession, moving the ball away from danger, switching play. All that stuff should already be embedded. Do you understand? Overall, though, some good stuff, okay? There has been some good stuff today, and I appreciate your efforts. Some of you played 4 times already this week as well. So I appreciate some of you a little bit leggy, a little bit tired. All right, nice rest day tomorrow. I'm back in then on Saturday. Anything from you, Jimmy?
Just final point for me. We're working on high press and pressing within our shape. Now, as a byproduct of that, you boys will also be working on your playing out from the back, the quality. So Chris has touched upon the quality, drops a little bit in the afternoon sessions, which we understand, but we need to keep pushing that level. However, during the periods of time where we are working on the high press, it's also a time for our back players, centre halves, fullbacks, etc., to be working on your passing and receiving to get out and play through the press. Do you see what I mean? So there's 2 sides to every coin. We're not necessarily going to stop it and talk about it, but as a byproduct of what we're working on, that is it. All right? Now, it needs to get a little bit better, in my opinion, just all over. That's me being honest, playing out from the back. However, as I say, this is a time to really test yourselves, because you know the emphasis is going to be on, if I'm going to go and press Jake, the emphasis from us is going to be on that press. And if it's not there, we're going to stop it. So you better expect it to come. Okay? And like I say, that might need a little bit more individual practice time. It might need a little bit more concentration from within the sessions. Whatever it may be for you boys as individuals, work it out, and implement it into your training program. All right. But as Chris said, your intensity across the session in the first part of the session, and then, to be fair, in the second session, I can't fault. So well done, well done.
Any questions from you? I'm going to task the group, by the way, for Saturday to know exactly what all 4 of your learning objectives are for the weekend. All right, because we need to look at that for next week. Because we need to look at what next 4 things you want to work on for your next 10-week block. Is that okay? So the challenge to all of you is to make sure you know what you've worked on and if there's anything you wish to change ahead of the weekend. Okay?